everyone. In the previous video, we discussed about one of the black box testing technique called equivalence partition. Today, we would be discussing about boundary value analysis. Boundary value analysis is a black box testing technique that is often executed along with equivalence partitioning. Both these techniques, when implemented together, help you to prepare good test cases that can help in finding most of the defects using these test cases in the software application. Boundary value analysis is commonly known as range checking and can be applied at all levels of testing. Boundary value analysis is very important for any application whose values are divided into partitions because an application function is most likely to change when these partition values are hit. For example, consider an application which shows the grades of the student upon entering their test marks, where anyone scoring between 0 to 39 is graded D, 40 to 74 is graded C, 75 to 89 is B, and between 90 and 100 gets the grade A. Here, the mark range specified can be considered as 4 partitions. If a student scores anything within the specified range, the application would invoke the associated grade for that student. In this case, the boundary values for the first partition in this example are 0 and 39, with 0 as the lowest boundary and 39 the highest. Similarly, marks specified at the edges of the other partition becomes boundary value for the remaining partitions. These boundary zones are always prone to errors, so you should specifically concentrate on the boundary values while implementing test cases. Boundary value analysis is usually applied to values such as numbers, date, time, currency, etc. Amongst these, boundary value is usually applied on integers and real numbers. While it is easy to identify 2 boundary values for each partition, however, usually for writing test cases, it is better to consider 3 boundary values for upper and lower boundary for the partition. That means you should identify the next precision value in the sequence of partition. In this way, you ensure that most errors that occur in this zone can be found out. In the given example, the 3 values for lower boundary would be -1, 0 and 1, and for upper boundary it would be 38, 39 and 40. There would also be situations wherein identifying the boundaries is not always possible. Consider a height measurement example where they categorize height 5 feet 6 inches and above as tall people. The maximum value accepted by the system is left without identifying because there is no established height limit to what maximum height should be, which will categorize a people to be tall. In this case, upper boundary value is not defined. This is known as open boundary, where one edge of the partition is left open. To test such boundary, you should check the system specification to identify if any possibility can be put as a threshold limit. Boundary value analysis is an important black box testing technique that helps to create test cases for different types of values. You use equivalence partitioning and boundary value analysis when you want to perform rigorous and thorough testing. Depending on the application and your test objective, you can create test cases to cover some or all the boundaries and partitions. If you have time for thorough testing, You would consider all the valid and invalid partitions and boundaries. However, if you have limited time, you can test only the valid partitions and boundaries. Thank you for watching this video. Please do not forget to hit the like button and subscribe to my channel for more contents like this. Till then, happy testing!